has been a surge in people seeking out meditation apps. One you've probably seen advertised called Calm has actually been downloaded 40 million times since it was created in 2012. And new ones seem to be popping up every week. There's a good reason why. Meditation has been proven to help with everything from lowering your blood pressure to getting a better night's sleep. And of course, who couldn't use that? My next guest is a former music executive who says meditation healed him from the unbearable stress and panic attacks he suffered through his career. And now he's on a mission to bring thousands of people together for a peace and healing through what he calls the big quiet, leading sold out mass meditations, even touring with Oprah. And Jesse Israel joins us now from his home in LA. Jesse, good to see you. So I know your backstory, the stress and the anxiety that you were under in your work life. People don't have to be music executives to relate to that. I think everyone feels that more than ever before. Was it hard for you when you first tried meditation? I think a lot, folks get intimidated thinking there's no way I can clear my head. What was the challenge you faced when you first started?
I had that similar misconception. I had this mindset that we needed to empty the mind of thought to be good at meditation. And if we weren't able to do that, then meditation wasn't for us. And it turns out that that's a misconception. There are lots of different ways to meditate. And I just had to find the style of meditation that really worked for me, that allowed me to get the benefit without feeling like I needed to be a perfect meditator.
What was the style that worked for you?
It's called Vedic meditation. And the style of meditation that I teach now is called the one giant mind technique. And what's great about these techniques is that they're effortless, they're really easy to use. So it's not about clearing the mind of thought, it's about allowing what's coming up in the mind and in the body and using something called a mantra, which is a word that we think very gently to help the mind settle.
And that's the thing. I think, again, people who've not meditated, I happen to do it not as much as I should lately, believe that, okay, when the noise comes in, I've failed. I can't, I thought about the grocery list. So that means I'm not doing it right versus not fighting the energy and the thoughts, allowing them in.
That's right. I like to think of it as being a witness to whatever's coming up for us. Just to be able to notice it, to be with it, to not judge it or resist it, but to understand that thinking is what the mind's designed to do. So when we can allow ourselves to have that experience and be with it and not attach to it or try to control it, we're able to move through whatever's coming up for us.
It's remarkable to see the thousands of people packing into places like Madison Square Garden to participate in this big quiet. Obviously, social distancing now a part of our lives, and you've had to reimagine this mass meditation movement. How have you adapted?
We're still gathering. We're just doing it all virtually. So this past Sunday, we did a worldwide mass meditation. We've had almost up to 1 million people participate. And I'm also spending a lot of time teaching groups meditation online. Like I mentioned, I teach a really simple but powerful technique. And I love giving this tool to people, but actually training them in how they can do it on their own so they can transform their own lives. So we're running a lot of live virtual courses with real people, real conversations through the Big Quiet.
And I know you've encouraged people to keep in mind that this is not a one-stop, a better way to say this, it's not a one-off. You're not going to do it one time and then suddenly feel different. It's a lifestyle in so many ways.
Yeah. It's really important to keep in mind that there are so many things that we can consider. And this is part of what I love about what you're focused on right now, Tamron, with the show and with this week's theme of healing, is that there are a lot of different things we can consider to allow us to really feel good and like us in our lives. I find meditation and allowing the nervous system to settle, to be able to accept and surrender to whatever's coming up for me is a really important piece to it, but it is not the silver bullet.
Yeah.
So it's important to be gentle and to understand that with a meditation practice, and for me, someone that's been meditating for 10 years, I still am going to feel anxiety sometimes. I still will feel depression sometimes. Meditation has allowed me to be more accepting of that, to
Mm.
almost be loving of those tough emotions and feelings, and to move through them and to grow through them.
Wow. Well, if anyone has ever caught a glimpse of your events, whether virtual or in person, they certainly understand what you are expressing and what you're doing. And I'm happy you found a way to move forward in this new world that we're in. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you so much, Tamron, for having me.
Absolutely.